Hey everybody, it is Brad.
Hey, Christa.
With the Big Family Homestead, and the crowd goes crazy. Isn't that normal?
I don't know
normal.
I doubt they're doing that. I really seriously doubt.
I saw that Tyler Woods is on here, and that's how he said. I've talked to him on the phone. He said when he gets really excited, he goes, like he's falling. I don't know.
Oh my heavens.
I certainly hope that you are ready for another exciting and
soon to be classic
edition of the Big Family Homestead live on Sunday night, which we have a humongous announcement to make tonight.
Yeah.
Like 3 of them, actually.
There's 3?
No, really. We got 3 big ones.
Stuff comes in 3s, right?
I guess. The main topic of the evening is going to be building community. And we are going to get to that, but before we do, Mama, you gotta read some people's names.
All right.
Who's here? Who's here in the
Myra
house?
Singleman, Marie Yost, Fatima
That's probably
Queen.
Yost.
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 It's a Y. Okay, Yost. Fatima Queen. She says it's 7:58 in the morning. Okay, I want to know where you're at.
Well, and your clock's wrong.
Or that, yeah. Thinking of others, Pauline and Roy, Phoebe, Tyler, Out West Homestead, Mike DeFazio, Little Jordan Farm, Brendan Nelson, Half Acre Dreams, Butterfly Enterprises, Single Man, Willie Pickler, Little Jordan Farm, Butterfly, Donna Terry.
Donna Terry.
I miss you.
She was so kind to us in Ohio.
She did. She took care of our goats when we had to get rid of our animals, and
Very kind,
grateful.
very grateful.
Very grateful. I think I'm going to have to move this guitar.
What guitar?
It's showing that I have horns again.
Oh, good Lord. It's heavier than you think.
I know.
Okay.
I got it.
All right, so good evening to everyone. We're going to do a quick, brief update of the week while we're waiting for everybody to get here. Get in the house. Come on in, kids. It's time to eat.
Come on in, settle down, get yourself some
Be
coffee,
quiet.
some soda pop.
And candy and things like pop. All right, so we do have 3 big announcements tonight, but we're going to have to, we'll hit them one at a time throughout the evening, but not just yet. Tell them about our adventure in dehydrating shrooms.
We dehydrated some shrooms. We got some logs, sawdust logs that were inoculated with mushrooms or with mushroom spore, and we harvested those mushrooms and dehydrated them. There was a lot. I mean, that tray was probably a pound before I dried them.
Yeah.
And it filled an entire quart. So it was quite a bit. I know mushrooms, they don't weigh a lot after you dehydrate them, but that will last.
But when they were fully dehydrated, they filled up an
entire quart, yeah.
Entire quart. And you did use some.
I did. They were delicious.
And you used some of the lion's mane ones.
Yes. I did not.
In an omelet. You did? You tried it.
Homesteader Bob made them.
You tried it?
No, I did not.
Oh, it was everybody else?
Everybody else tried it. I wasn't. I had eaten my breakfast and I was full. And so, but Prepsteader Bob had made
an omelet
with the lion's mane mushroom, and everybody liked it.
So okay. We have more water in the basement and in the garage. It goes from a solid at night to a liquid during the day.
It does.
And then it goes back into a roller ice skating rink at night again.
Right. Because the temperature gets up to mid-40s and then drops down to mid-20s. So it's that up and down. It's a huge roller coaster in our basement and garage. Well, the basement doesn't freeze. It's just the garage. But, the sump pump is keeping up with the basement and it's doing fine. And we've got fan blowing so that there's no mold created or anything like that. Our dehydrator is going... Dehumidifier.
Some days I feel dehydrated, if you know what I mean.
So that's going in the basement. And so it's staying relatively dry-ish, I guess. But anyhow, the basement, the garage, it fills up when it gets warm, and then we pump it out, and whatever's left freezes. And so it's fun.
Phoebe's asking, did we build those mushroom blocks, or did we buy them? We did not buy them, and we did not build them. We were trying to work out an arrangement with a company that sells those mushrooms, and we think we're going to, but they have not fulfilled their side yet.
Right.
So that's why we kind of just said, we'll just wait.
We'll just wait. Yeah.
I mean, if you watch the video, you know the name of the company, but we're just trying to work something out where they can benefit and then we can benefit too. So we did not build them. And someone else was asking about the lion's mane mushrooms. We will be talking about that topic in the near future. So not to fear. We're right on the verge of helping them out, and hopefully we get more mushrooms.
Yes.
Because they were great.
Yes, they're excellent. Baby animals. No baby animals yet. And we don't have baby envy on the animals. It's asking, do you have envy baby animals with you? Oh, maybe any baby animals?
I would translate to any.
I would say any.
I would say any.
Yes.
Probably.
Right. No babies yet. No baby animals yet. So.
Is snow, that pretty white stuff, it's still everywhere.
Yeah, there's still quite a bit.
Still everywhere.
The drifts, we had 6-7 foot drifts that are still probably 3 and 4 feet high. Mm-hmm. So those are taking a long time to thaw. All
right, moving on. We have been prepping for spring though. Checking fence lines, when we can get out there with the ATVs.
Right, when we can, where we're able to get to. You know, there's, like I said, there's still a lot of snow drifts. But, checking the fence lines, making sure that the fences don't need to be repaired, which there are going to be quite a bit, I think, this year of fence line to be repaired.
I'm afraid of that too, because last year when we were just making sure everything was tidied up, some of the fence posts, when you would go over there to check them, they were just hanging by the tension of the other fence posts that they had completely sheared off at the base.
Right.
And so we're just kind of like, you know, we're in a lease purchase situation, so we don't own this house yet. So it's one of those things where you're just like, gosh, I want to do the work, but I want to get this place in our ownership before we, because we've sunk tens of thousands of dollars in this house already.
Yeah.
And we want to make sure that everything goes smooth, and I don't feel like anything's going to go weird. But if you are folks who pray, please pray for us, because we could really, a little bit of peace of mind would be nice.
Right. See, we want to redo the fences.
Completely.
But that's very costly. So what we're doing is we repair as it breaks.
Right.
Just so that our animals don't escape.
Right. But, okay. So there's that. Now, other stuff. We went to the Rose of Sharon homestead.
Yes, we did.
That was yesterday.
Yeah.
Can you believe it? No. It feels like a long time ago already.
It feels like 3 or 4 days ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was yesterday morning. We hung out with them and had great fellowship with them. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. So basically, we went there. It's part of the Self-Reliant Roadshow, and Prep Center Bob and his crew were there, and they needed some help done. We're going to talk more about this later, but they needed some help with a greenhouse is what we were going to do.
Yep.
And there's a lady here who mentioned in the comment section today that I had forgotten to explain what a CSA is, because I said it in the video and I forgot to use the clip.
Right.
Well, we're going to play that clip later, but we're going to keep chugging along right now because I wanted to make sure that you knew Bev. It was Bev. I wrote it down. I got it working to where I can make this this YouTube thingy, this piece of software, make it work. So we're going to play it later, but that's coming out. Also, this week has been a sad week in terms of our milk.
Yeah, many of you know we have a dairy cow that is pregnant. Macy is pregnant. She is due to calf at the beginning of May, so just a little more than a month away. But you're supposed to dry them off, 6 to 8 weeks beforehand. So 6 weeks before, she was only giving us about a quart of milk anyway. So we dried her off, and she's so happy. She's, not being pestered. She gets to wander around the field. Nobody's bothering her.
But
we're out of milk.
We're out of milk.
And we were in the habit of drinking milk every day at dinner time. a big 3-cup glass full of milk. Oh, it was so delicious.
And ice cold milk. There's so nothing like it.
Right. Well, and the main reason for that is for Grace. But she is doing fantastic with the Thrive food. And I did make a bunch of yogurt before the milk went more sour. So we had a bunch of yogurt. Did I say a bunch of milk?
I was reading a comment.
Okay, so you weren't listening to me. Imagine that.
I was reading a comment.
Yeah, I know. And you get on me when I do that.
Well, maybe we'll get on each other. How about that?
So I made a bunch of yogurt. Made a bunch of yogurt, so Grace is still getting that good, raw, yummy milk from the yogurt I made. And that will last hopefully, until Macy's in milk again. So I think I made 3 gallons of yogurt, and that was 3 gallons. That's a lot of milk.
Yeah.
A lot of yogurt.
Yeah.
So hopefully it'll last. But
that is right.
Yeah.
So.
Yep, and she gets the moringa too, because they're talking about moringa here on the chat. So yes, she gets the yogurt mixed with moringa, mixed with Thrive food and Thrive milk. So she's doing. I don't feed her the Walmart nasty stuff. We have the Thrive stuff. So she's getting the good fats and the good tasty stuff from our cow.
And we did get a lot of interesting ideas about what to do with that silo pad when this home becomes ours. I think my favorite one was a shooting bench.
Oh, funny. I hadn't read that one.
Raven Tactical said that.
Nice, of course.
I mean, I was pulling for the recording studio. She was pulling for a patio. But the reality is it probably is a little bit too close to that barn to be safe for fires.
Yeah.
I mean, because, embers go up and...
Right, yeah. And it's funny because it was kind of a quick thought, this would make a great patio, and with a fire pit. I didn't even think about the barn that has petrified timbers on it would probably go up in a,
Yeah.
In a flash.
Yeah. In a flash.
No pun intended.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it has come to that portion of the evening where it is channel shout-out time. Yeah, crowd goes wild. And you are not only allowed to shamelessly plug your channel or the channel of whomever you like, who you're watching, let it be known. Start typing. Kristen's going to try to read as many of them as she can. But in this section of the program, plug. Go ahead. Say what you're thinking, and then we're going to share our channel shout-outs. And I think you're going to be happy. At least I know I see a few channels here that will be very happy about our channel shout-outs. So, Mark, get set. Go, 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 gadget, fingers. Let's see. Geodome, greenhouse on it. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Somebody else said a yurt. I think a yurt would be a cool idea.
That would be fun.
All right, here we go. RIG Outdoors.
Yep.
RIG.
Acres of Clay, living on a dime. Come on, you guys got to get faster than that. Cab 7. Samson Farms and
Big Family Homestead.
Debt-free Dana. I never say our name.
I do.
I don't. Patriot Soapbox, Hubbard Homesteadish. Going Batty, Adaptive Maritimer, North Star Prepsteader, Clawfoot Farm, Obsessive Chicks, and American Homestead. VW Family Farm, Life in the UP, Living Traditions, Ada Trapping, Alaska Prepper, Hope This Works, Fundamental Home, Country Girl, NB88, Adaptive Maritimer, Keeping It Dutch, Little Village Homestead, Prepper Nurse 1, Rainbow Valley Ranch, Our Tribe of Many, Rose of Sharon Homestead, Fundamental Faith, Bee Lady Apiary, Andrea Mills, She's in Her Apron, Simon Says Farm, Living Traditions, Going Batty, Rain Can't Country, Big Family Devotion, Parsnips and Parsimony, Broussard Homestead.
All right, BFH.
Yeah.
All right.
Funny.
So, okay. And you can keep typing. There's a few, we have 2 channels that we want to shout out tonight. And actually, we're not even going to do the shouting. They're going to do it for themselves.
There you go.
I'm going to tell you a little bit about what we're doing after. But here, check this out. On your mark, get set, and go.
Hi, this is Kevin and Carol coming to you from Hideaway Homestead.
We're in Central Florida, usually sunny, today not so sunny.
We like watching Big Family Homestead.
And yes, these are banana trees behind us.
Hi, I'm Lucy the dog from the Pirate and the Lumberjack, and we are from East Texas. In Texas, we love everything big, and we absolutely love the Big Family Homestead.
All right, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, they're going to do the shouting for themselves. And here's the scoop. If you have a channel and you want to do a shout-out swap, we are happy to do it. What we ask is that you shout out our channel on your channel to tell people, hey, go check these guys out. We will feature your content right here. We do have some rules and we have some guidelines, so if you're interested in doing that, we will be happy to work it out, but email me, and that's real easy. There's an email address in the video description, but it's info.bigfamilyhomestead@gmail.com.
Yep.
So, yeah, so there. Shout it out. Shout it, shout it.
Nice.
Shout it out loud.
Oh, goodness.
All right, so, okay. If you want, I already told you. I knew you guys were there. Pirate and the Lumberjack. I was kind of hoping to see that the other channel was here, and maybe.
I didn't see if they were here or not.
Well, hopefully they are, because they got shouted out effectively and efficiently and with much gusto.
They got shouted at?
They did.
Shouted at?
Should we do one of the big announcements, or should we wait?
Which one?
I think we should do that one.
Okay.
Okay, here's the deal, guys, and we're probably going to tell you this again. This is going to be our last Sunday evening for a while. Maybe forever. We are moving our...
No, wait. Hold on. We're not physically moving.
I didn't... You cut me off. You cut me off! We are moving our live stream from Sunday night to Monday night. Same time, 7 p.m. Central, but we're not going to do the Sunday night thing. We're going to do the Monday night thing. And the main reason, there's a lot of reasons. We're not going to go into every one of the reasons, but the main reason is we don't get to do stuff at church at night.
No, Sunday nights, you know, a lot of times there's, a couple of times a month, there's things going on at our church. And for not just us, but for the kids too, that we can't participate in because we're here talking to you guys.
We're not quitting. I think people started typing. People started typing.
We're not quitting.
People started typing before they heard the explanation. So we're just moving. We're just moving the evening from Sunday to Monday.
Right.
Okay? Oh, backyard homestead. I'm sorry. But in all honesty, we're missing out on stuff for the family at church.
Yeah.
And... well, faith is probably the single biggest, no, not probably, is the single biggest thing that we want to have in our lives. And while we really like this, I gotta be honest, it's gotta be Monday.
Right.
So for those of you that this affects, I'm sorry, but I guess watch the replay anyway.
Right. David's asking why not Saturday night? Well, that's the same kind of thing. Not same kind of thing, but it's, you know.
For our family, not that, I mean, I guess we show just about everything we do for our family, so it's not like we're hiding anything.
No.
Monday through Friday is homeschool city. I mean, we're doing work on the farm.
Right.
Usually what happens is Mama's doing, you know, homeschooling stuff, and I'm out messing with the cow or the bus or the this or the poop or whatever. And then after lunch, they come and help me, and I'm trying to film and do as we go.
Right.
That's Monday through Friday. Sometimes we'll cut early on Friday. But Friday and Saturday are our 2 days for, like, go out and do something.
Or big chores, like we have. If we have a big job that's got to get done, then we'll do that on Saturday.
Right.
And by the time Saturday evening rolls around, we're dog tired.
You're wiped out.
Yeah.
And besides, like, sometimes you'll want to go to a fair or a festival that's a couple hours away.
Right.
Well, and if that was the case, we wouldn't have enough time to prepare a show that was worth watching.
Right.
Instead of just like flying in and turn the camera on. I mean, I've seen channels that do that, and I just don't want to be a part of that.
No.
Because I feel like you guys are giving us part of your time. We should be doing our best to give you good content.
Exactly.
So that's why Saturday's out. So Monday is going to be that way. So hopefully, Well, here's what we actually would request of you. If you don't mind, whether it's your Facebook followers or whether it's your YouTube people, please share that the Big Family Homestead is going to be on Monday nights at 7 Central.
Yep.
Please do that. That would help us greatly.
Yep.
So, okay. Now, moving on. So, we'll tell you about that again. You need to tell them about that. You guys know we're Thrive Life Consultants,
Yes.
and the big kahuna is coming.
The big sale is coming up next month, where a lot of stuff is up to half off. Okay, so April 23rd, if you are a consultant already for Thrive Life, April 23rd is the start date at 9 a.m. Mountain Time, where all of this stuff goes on sale. I mean, everything is on sale.
Last time they put absolutely everything on sale.
Right.
And we'll tell you why it might be a good idea for you to be a consultant if you're not, because they're starting to discontinue some of the stuff that preppers really like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but then if you are a customer, the sale then begins for you on April 24th at 9 a.m. Mountain Time. Now, if you have a delivery already scheduled, please make sure that you change that time
into the sale,
because sometimes those things roll out before 9 a.m. and that will mess up your
you won't get
price.
the sale.
You won't get the sale prices. So change it to the 25th. Then that sale will end on April 29th at 11:59 p.m. Mountain Time.
Yeah. So if you want to get some huge savings, check it out. If you want to, if you're maybe interested in becoming a consultant, you can email me too, because you get early access to the sale, number one. Number two, it's not like a fee that you pay and then you get to become like in the club and then you can buy stuff. What you get is like 99% food, and then there's some business materials in there. So even if you jumped on just for the sake of saying, well, I want to get into that sale early, I want to make a big purchase, it would be financially wiser to do that than to wait.
Yep.
So, okay.
Actually, Joke is asking, I assume you'll start the Monday Night Lives next week, not tomorrow.
Nope, we're starting tomorrow.
That is not the case. We are actually starting tomorrow.
Because we realize that whenever you mess with somebody's schedule, then it's going to take a while to build it back up. And so what we want to do is we want to make sure that we're going to be out there as I guess, faithfully as we can be. But it's got to change for our schedule because, you know, I mean, the kids and stuff, we need to be fed on Sunday nights too.
Exactly. Well, and, you know, we need to be, you know, close with our family, you know, on a day where we're not doing a ton of chores outside and stressing about having to make sure that we have all the things that we need for a live show. So,
I mean, this is what our show looks like, guys.
Yeah.
And this is me sitting down with Christa for at least an hour, usually 2, just to brainstorm.
Right.
Then I got to put everything together. Right. I'd have to make the video specifically for this. You know what? I'm not going to go into all that. Let's just say it takes a long time.
We need to focus on spending more time with the kids. So.
Right. Okay. So yes, we are starting tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night.
And Butterfly Enterprises, if you are interested in becoming a consultant, today would be a great day because
yes, it would.
We still got a deal going where you could get a free chef pack, but we can explain that to you. So, okay, now, our main topic of the evening is building community. What would be some of the reasons you might want to get involved in a community of like-minded people, Mama? What would you say?
Well, I wasn't laughing at that. I was laughing at why would you want to be in a community with like-minded people, just so that you're not viewed as the crazies.
Well, we are the crazies.
But you know where we were in Cincinnati, folks were like, "You do what?
You have chickens? Why would you do that?
You raise your own. You milk your cow?
Why would you do that?
You could just buy it from the store." These folks just don't understand. And I love being able to communicate with folks who do very similar things. And we can bounce ideas off of each other.
Yeah.
And, I never thought of doing it like that kind of thing. You know, squirrel. I reunited with an old friend. from 25 years ago, okay? This woman, okay, I'm going to cry.
Do you need a hanky?
She is the one woman who really helped me grow as a Christian, as a believer, and helped me gain the strength to actually homeschool my kids. She taught me how to sew, okay? She taught me how to make bread. She taught me so many things. And we hadn't talked for a few years because they were busy. Their kids, their 2 older boys are Navy SEALs.
Which is pretty cool.
It's huge. Okay?
I used to hold that kid as a baby.
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy to think he's out there on the front lines defending our country.
Anyway, so now that we are homesteading full time, they've been homesteading for, 20 years, right? And I've always wanted to do that. So what we got, reunited, started talking, and it's just like, we clicked back again and bouncing ideas off of each other. I'm going to teach her how to make goat cheese because she hates buying it at the store.
You know what's funny thing that you just made me think about?
Sorry, I need a napkin.
Okay. Well, while she's mopping up.
Right?
One of the things that's really funny that I just thought of about her. No, they're gone. Is that when she was learning how to make bread, Mama used to make like total bricks. And it was like, oh God, no, not again. And then as a husband, my job is to smile and say, this is great, honey. That's my job.
It's great toast.
And if I say anything other than, this is great, honey, then I don't understand. And why don't you just make it yourself? And blah, 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 blah. And I'm going to storm off of here.
Stop. Is there any tissues in here?
I don't know. Here's
there is.
There's a password
Score.
book.
I don't need that.
So, but not, the funny thing is, the only answer that is a correct answer is, this is delicious, honey. And if I say anything else, I'm going to get it. So part of the part of the funny thing about her being back in our lives now is she's back to making bricks. Except now they're sourdough bricks. And Tyler Woods, it was your starter that started these sourdough bricks.
Okay, and what's funny is this particular gal, she has, over this past winter, learned how to do sourdough. And she's making this massive, beautiful, fluffy,
looks great
sourdough bread. And I'm like, I'm so jealous. I want to know how to do that. So her and I, we spoke for an hour one day. Well, not one day, a couple days. And just having her talk me through it, and it's just fantastic. I'm loving it. Anyway.
Hey, Tara's here.
So,
hi, Tara.
Hi, Tara. So that is why you want to be in community. You want to be able to bounce ideas off of each other. You want to be able to learn from each other.
That's one. That's
one of the
and
main.
We're going to talk about more of that. But as Bev pointed out earlier today, I left out a clip that was going to describe what a CSA is from the Rose of Sharon homestead that we were at yesterday. And I wanted to play that because it's a good clip. Well, I mean, I kind of get assaulted at one point, but that's neither here nor there. Oh, you'll see. You'll see. Here we go. So here it is.
All right, now, a quick question, because I know some of our viewers out there are new to homesteading, new to gardening, new to farming, or they just like watching this.
Sure.
What is a CSA?
Okay, so CSA stands for Community Supported Agriculture. So basically what that is it's a joint risk contract or endeavor, all right? I have a family that says, all right, I want 22 weeks of food. Will you grow it for me? I say, yep, I'll grow that for me. They pay me up front, which gives me the capital up front to buy seed, to buy equipment.
And a greenhouse.
And a greenhouse, and it pays me for my labor up front, all right? Versus traditional farming, a farmer goes out, plants corn, they have that huge investment, and they have to hope they get a return at the end if they don't have crop damage. So what the great thing about the CSA is I get paid no matter what. So I go above and beyond to assure my families that they're going to have enough food, because there's always, no matter how many crops you plant, I plant over 35, there's always some damage, whether it be a carrot, peas, you know, there's some damage due to pests or what have you. So I go above and beyond to plant more so that they have an abundance and they get their money
So,
value.
yeah, I was just going to ask. Now, it's obvious that this is a really great setup for the grower. Tell me why it's a great asset for the community.
It's a great asset for the community because, number one, it's know your farmer, know your food.
Amen.
Okay? I have an open door policy here. They can come and see my growing practices, which, sorry, it's dusty in here, which are, I use predominantly permaculture methods, which are sustainable. I use 100% no-till. There's never any tillage. They can know that I don't use any chemicals. They can know that I'm not using herbicides, pesticides, anything like that. They get clean, and here's the important part, Brad. They get clean food from living soil.
Amen.
You know, so the food actually gives life to their body.
The poochie's down here getting a little personal. I like you, doggy, but not that much. It's okay. Hello, hallelujah.
Yes.
So just to sum up, it's good for the community, it's good for
Right.
you guys, it's good for, well, local everything.
It is. It very much is, and it keeps your finances. It keeps the money here.
Amen.
It's not trucked out to other states.
Any company that might rhyme with on Anto or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about them.
Right.
So they're like the Voldemort of the
Right.
farming world.
Exactly.
He who shall not be named.
Yeah, and they would hate me because I save about 75% of my seeds that I use.
Yes, high fives.
So.
All right.
Right now. I told you it was coming. I said the video's coming back on. If you're going to honk faster. She didn't listen to me.
Turn the microphone on.
It's on.
Oh, is it?
It's
Oh, okay.
on, girlfriend.
I was looking
They
at
can
the-
hear you honking.
Okay.
You're honking. Okay, so here's one thing about building community that I thought backwards on. I honestly did. I thought that when we moved to a small town in the middle of the base of the Northwoods in Wisconsin, that it was going to be a hard thing to do to find people that you could hang out with, trust, work with, help, build community. And it was exactly the opposite.
Yeah.
People came out of the community. Let me just tell you what, and he would probably be irritated that I'm telling you this just because he wouldn't want the credit, but he doesn't watch this far into our videos, so I'm feeling okay about it. The Don. When we got here, the grass was really, really high in the yard. It had been let go for quite some time.
Yeah.
And when we pulled in, we're sitting just unpacking stuff in the house, and all of a sudden we hear a lawnmower. He's out cutting the grass.
Yeah.
Did not even, he did not come in to say hi or anything like that. He just started cutting the grass. And when I went outside there to talk to him, I was like, this is so amazing. Thank you. Why are you doing this? He goes, well, you're my neighbor, aren't you?
Yeah.
And he said, I figured you'd be busy doing other stuff and you wouldn't be able to get around to this. And he was right. He was right. But it was an amazing thing. And, so what did I do? I wanted to make sure that I was not taking advantage of him, and I was not. I said, well, how much can I give you to cut the grass? Because I don't want you to do this free. He just kind of shook his head like, why would you even ask that?
Right.
And we've gotten to be really good friends with him and his family and his daughters, and our kids will play with their grandkids, and it's just been a really cool thing. He's helped us out many times, literally pulled us out of ruts and ditches and stuff. And we've helped him out with his dogs, and we've helped him out with his stuff that he does.
Right. Well, we helped him out of a couple. Well, his tractor was stuck in our field while he was helping us.
Which is funny, because
Right.
I guess you could argue that would be our fault.
True. But he was helping us.
However, we've helped him do a lot of stuff at
Yeah.
his place,
Oh, yeah.
too, with his pigs. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my goodness.
That was a chore.
Right.
And I'm thinking to myself, it's for the Don.
Yeah, it's a mutual friendship, and they help us, we help them. He calls us on the phone So you need any cows? Or
That's
bulls?
usually a loaded question.
Do you need any calves? No, Don, we don't need any more calves. He called me up about a month or so ago. I won't do calves in the wintertime anymore.
We did help with his cows too.
Yeah.
And you know what? But I honestly, I find that a joy.
Oh, yeah.
The only time I don't find that a joy is at like 6 a.m. and his cows are out. And we're all running around in our
Pajamas.
night clothes trying to chase cows
Right.
back into a pen.
Right. Because, we set the time clock at our farm, not the other way around.
Yeah. It is an interesting thing that dairy farmers around here, most of them, they're up at the
4:30.
the booty crack of dawn.
Right. They are up at, 4:30, 5 o'clock.
And my question is, why don't you just have the cows get milked at like, say, 7?
Well, and we do know a farmer that does that. The folks at church. They milk their cows later because he doesn't like to wake up at the crack of dawn, But I think a lot of it has to do with, farmers have
The
a
day-to-day
lot
schedule.
the day-to-day schedule. They have a lot to do in the summertime, and they want to be able to relax in the evening.
I don't blame them.
I don't blame them either. So,
Tyler Woods, this is a great comment. He's mentioned this before, but it's great. The best brand of tractor is the one on the other end of the chain that's pulling you out of the mud.
Right.
Ain't
That's
that
funny.
the truth?
Right.
Acres of Clay Homestead says, not this dairy farmer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
No.
you set the time. The
Right.
cows will, they'll get to wherever you want them to be.
Exactly.
Cows can't tell time. Well, actually,
You set the clock. Tell the animals that.
you don't think cows can't tell time? I guarantee you, if we're 20 minutes different, one way or the other, Macy is to the corner. She's hollering and irritated.
Yep.
That girl can tell the time.
Yeah, she knows. Okay, it's been 12 hours. It's time to milk me now. Come on now. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
So,
funny.
all right, back to building community. Why? Well, we've gone over a bunch of reasons why. And by the way, I'm glad you guys are commenting and adding to the conversation because we're not going to hit every point.
No.
However, you do have an opportunity to have your point be seen. The why, another one, you can't do it on your own.
No.
I'm here to tell you, people, if we need to help the Don out, Don's been doing this his whole life. Every once in a while, there's just stuff you cannot do on your own and you need help. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
And we should be there for each other. Another thing, finding resources.
Yes. Again, talking to my friend from 25 years ago, we were talking about the types of wheat and the different, the new wheat has 4 chromosomes where the corn wheat has only 2 sets of chromosomes. And it's better, it's healthier. So I talked to Stacy over at the Rose of Sharon. I said, okay, do you know of a local resource where I can get corn wheat? Mm-hmm. No, you can't grow it here.
Yep.
Okay, but she told me of another wheat that can be grown in Wisconsin. It's an 85-day wheat.
Yep.
And it grows.
It'll grow here.
It grows here, and it grows in a really small space. Perfect. So now I just need to, and I'm struggling to remember. It starts with an S. It sounds like sorghum, but that's
not
that's
sorghum.
not sorghum.
We know what
It's
sorghum is.
It's a different. It sounds very similar to that, but I can't think of what it is at the moment, and I need to just ask. I just need to call her and ask her and get some seed from her. So anyway.
Another reason why we feel like building community is important, and we've gone over this, so I'm just going to blaze past it, is finding like-minded people.
Yeah.
And I'm going to add another one, guys. You know that we're family believers, so we do believe that the Bible is true. And if you don't, that's okay. That's your choice. And we're not going to try and cram anything down your throat. Don't worry. Mm-hmm. It's not going to be like a jump up on the soapbox time and start whipping people with a Bible, because that's not how we do it.
No.
That's not how we feel at all. But I will say that we do believe that the end times are a real thing. Mm-hmm. And I think that with every passing moment, we're obviously getting closer.
Yeah.
Now, you combine that with our country's infrastructure in terms of electrical power grid or natural disasters or any number of things that can kind of start to roll downhill. And your relationships that you have around you are going to become a heck of a lot more important. And so if you're not building them now, you won't do it effectively then. That's an important thing to think about. Now, I understand again, if you're of the Baptist flavor, if you're of the Baptist flavor of Christianity, then you think the rapture will happen and you won't have to deal with all this kind of stuff. Well, there's debate as to whether or not that happens before, middle, or after. So if you're not preparing, you won't be ready. And so to think that you're going to make these relationships and forge these bonds and help, then it's never going to be as effective as it is now.
Right.
And so that's another huge reason why we do that.
That's funny.
Yeah. So that's another reason why. Now, I see that 741. We need to actually change the thrust of what we're doing to how. Okay? How do I get involved? How do I start building those trust relationships with other people? And the very first thing I want to say before we even get into some of these things is, it's the old adage: if you want to have a good friend, you got to be a good friend.
Right.
There's no way around that. If you want to have a good friend, you've got to be a good friend. And you got to do it before the other person does. The Don did that for us. He wasn't expecting a dang thing in return.
He was not expecting anything in return. He was helping us out. He knew that, we had just moved here and he knew we needed help.
And so, if you want to have the friends, you've got to be a friend. Well, it's the same thing with community groups.
Yeah.
If you want to have good neighbors, you got to be a good neighbor. How are you now? With that said, that is the most important thing. And now we can actually get to how you do it. How's it going to go down? And now this is where you guys get involved too. And Tara over there living on a dime says, help them without asking.
Right.
I agree. I agree 100%. But I'll even add to that, though. Help them without asking and without wanting something in return.
Exactly.
Because if you can do that, then you're building relationships that people go, why did they help me out? Well, we just wanted to.
Right.
Really?
It's the right thing to do.
That kind of attitude moves people to change. So now with that said, this is where you guys come in. Ideas. How do you think, or what would you suggest to be a good idea on how to start to get out of your comfort zone and build your community? And so, do you want to start with that, Mama? With our little list while they're typing?
Yeah, they're so this one right here. I don't know where we would be able to find that.
We'll start with that.
Yeah. So every town has a farm store, and those farm stores all have bulletin boards on, things that are being sold, or community groups, or, FFA, or, whatever. But look into those.
Yeah.
Because you would probably find folks that you can gel with.
Well, take FFA, for example.
Right.
Obviously, if you're trying to get involved with stereotypically, because this stereotypes people that are interested in things that grow, they're interested in being kind to their livestock, they're interested in those things. You're going to find that stereotypically at FFA places.
Right.
And then all you got to do is be like, even if you don't have any kids, can I volunteer? Even if you don't have any knowledge, say, I'd like to get involved, but I don't have a kid, and I'm not.
Right.
But I can come and I can collate papers for you.
Right.
Or I can, do this or that.
Right.
You can absolutely get involved in that people group if that's something that interests you.
Right.
Farm stores. Did you talk about the farm stores?
I did talk about the farm stores, the bulletin boards. Farmers markets.
Yes, this is a huge one.
Yeah.
Every one of those people there is a potential, hey, I need to know you.
Right, exactly. So, ask around at these farmers markets. Hey,
how do you do what you do?
Exactly. Just befriend them. Say, hey, is there any way that I can come and volunteer at your farm? Can I help you out in any way? You know, it's not really a creepy thing, but, you know, it's like all these farmers want to need help.
Well, everybody needs
They
help.
can't do it on their own.
Well, and here's the thing, in all honesty, you can go into a farmer's market, and let's say that there's like, you know, 30 or 40 tables of people that you've kind of gone, well, I watched this guy a little bit or this girl, and they don't seem like they're weird, or they seem kind of sane.
Right. Oh, yeah, definitely.
And you can honestly just go and say, you know what, I don't know what I'm doing, and I want to know.
Right.
I want to learn what it is that you do.
Right.
Is there a way that I could come and maybe just shadow you and maybe help with chores and kind of gain some knowledge from you? And you may do that, and it might be that's it. You're done. You're just I did it and I'm done. I've moved on with my knowledge. Right. They may not like you, you may not like them, and then you're just done, and that's fine. But then you're going to forge these relationships around. You're going to find out, oh, well, this guy knows that guy.
Right.
Well, wait a minute. Okay, I see. He gets his this from that Amish farmer, and then he does this to it and sells it.
Right.
Oh, I see how that works. And when you start clanking them together, you're going to be building community without actually even trying to do it.
Right. Exactly.
So other ideas, churches, church groups.
Right. You know, at least we know of at least one family that are dairy farmers in our church. Most everybody else there, they work a regular 9-to-5 job. But we don't know everybody yet.
Right.
So that's another reason why we want to, you know, move from Sunday nights to Monday nights so that we can get more involved in the church and getting to know more people. So.
However, there are, depending on where you're at, I got to say, our church is awesome.
It's awesome.
Awesome.
Okay.
For men's group, like get-together kind of things, we go to the shooting range.
Yeah. They do have a shooting club.
There's a pistol club, and then there's a place that's a little bit north of us that's like a campground kind of area, Christian campground kind of thing. And they even brought in a 50 caliber gun one time,
so funny.
Legally, of course. But that's a unique sound when you're firing a Ma Deuce, and it goes cook, 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 cook. And that's, you know, there's a way that you can find out if you are of like-minded or not. That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Here's another thing. You can always, you know, use YouTube. You may be sitting on here and you've been watching our videos for a while, and maybe on the live streams or whatever, and you can start to see people's comments, and you can kind of tell, oh, Scott, every time Scott from Franklin, North Carolina makes a comment, it's either very kind, very supportive, or he's doing something nice for BFH or making a good suggestion.
Right. Exactly.
Well, from his comments, you can kind of deduce that he might be somebody you might want to get to know of. And you're like, well, wait a minute, I'm in North Carolina. Maybe you could actually say, hey, Scott, I'm in North Carolina. Would you be interested in talking to me about blah? Use this time to do that.
Right. Put on there, if you would like, at least a general location on where you guys are at. Then you guys can hook up. I think that'd be great.
Yeah. So anytime you have an opportunity to kind of get into that mix, don't waste it.
Yep.
All right.
Little verse in the Song of Ma Deuce music. That's
You know
great.
what's funny is that actually in Ohio, the place we lived right before we moved here, there was a guy. I went to his house. We were just looking for garage sale stuff.
Yeah.
And I get to this guy's house, and his garage, the entire humongous wall was like, oh, military surplus stuff, like, you know, cubby after cubby after cubby, hundreds of them. I'm like, dude, why do you have all this stuff?
Preparing for the apocalypse?
Well, and you know what's funny is that's a way you can kind of get a foot in the door. You could be like, hey, you know, what's with all this stuff? He opened up his doors. There's a garage sale. Nobody forced him to do it.
No.
And so that opened up a conversation. And he goes, well, actually, I sell that stuff. I said, no way. What do you sell? He was like, I sell this military stuff, and I kind of build guns. I was like, what do you mean you build guns? He goes, I legally have what is a class something license from the federal government to build Ma-Deuce 50 caliber machine guns.
Yeah.
That's what he does. He's legally allowed to do that. And I was like, no way. And he goes, yeah, let me show you. And he brought me out to he's got this barn in the back, and he builds these machine guns. It's legal. It's all above boards. But you want to talk about an opportunity to meet a person who's super cool just because they had a garage sale.
Yeah.
And every once in a while, it was really cool because
you'd hear them.
You just go.
They were not very far from the house, so.
Yeah. So, and it's really funny also, too, because where we did live, from his house, as the bird flies, as the crow flies, it probably was only about 3 miles to the big Kings Island roller coaster park.
Yeah.
So they probably heard that every once in a while.
Well, we always heard the fireworks.
You see them.
Every night you would see them and hear the fireworks. We were not far from Kings Island. It was really neat.
So look for ways that you can kind of jump in. We thought up just a few, and I've seen you guys making comments on a bunch of other ones, but garage sales are a great way that you can find out if somebody's like you. You want to talk about funny? They're opening their doors to you. They're letting you into their home, and you can go, all right, all this guy has is nothing but a bunch of really, really, really dangerous-looking bear traps. Maybe that's for you. Maybe that's not.
Not me.
Or maybe
bear traps are illegal now.
We saw tons of them for sale last year.
We did see tons of them at a yard sale, yes. But they're illegal to use.
My point is that you get a very, very intimate view into who they are by the stuff they're trying to sell.
Yeah.
And it could very well be that, like, that this guy's... the guy lives alone. You know that he's 50 years old and he's only ever there alone, but why is he selling all these women's clothing?
Oh my gosh.
That could get weird. That could get awkward. You might need to turn around and just walk on out of there and go.
Don't even stop.
You keep your pumps. Stop. Keep your pumps.
Right. Okay, Michigan Daffodil is reminding us that there are 2 other big announcements.
Oh, you're right, and it's almost time.
Right.
Okay, the second big announcement is we already talked about that. We
talked about the Thrive Sale. The Thrive Sale
we didn't bill it as a big announcement.
Yeah, it's that is a big sale that happens twice a year.
Yeah.
The other big announcement was that we are moving from Sunday nights to Monday nights at 7 p.m. Central.
Yep. Same time.
What was the third one?
The third one is our guest.
That's right. I forgot about that. Yes.
Our guest tomorrow night, if everything locks in, is going to be a really, really big somebody in terms of the homesteading world on YouTube.
Yeah.
I can't really give you the exact name of this person, but if everything works out, it might rhyme with Angler Star. Just might rhyme there.
Right.
Somebody might rhyme with Angler Star. So that will be tomorrow. The interview obviously won't start at like 7 o'clock Central.
No, it'll probably be halfway in. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
However,
it's gonna be big.
It's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, it's gonna be a big one.
Angler Star.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right, so of that now we are going to, in just a few minutes, we're going to go on over to the Self-Reliant Roadshow. Actually, Prepsteader Bob, they have the Rose of Sharon homestead with them tonight.
Sweet.
I don't think it's for the whole show, but they're going to be live on for part of the show.
Very cool.
But rhymes with Angler Star.
That's awesome. Can't wait.
So anyway, spread the word, please. Make sure that everybody knows that we're moving to Monday nights. And that way it'll be a lot easier because we want to have a lot of people on if we can. I know that it's going to be hard to ramp up, but there's that.
Yeah.
So, show managed. Now, the most important part of the evening is coming right now, guys. The most important. We, as I mentioned earlier, are a family of believers, and we like to take the last few moments of the broadcast here to tell you a little bit about why we think God is the most important thing. And if that's not your thing, we don't try to push it on anybody. We don't feel like Jesus is chasing people around, swinging Bibles at them. I don't think that's the way he does things, and so we're not going to do things that way. That said, we're going to jump on into a time of prayer here in just a second. And if you want to stick around with us, we'd really appreciate it. But if you don't, hopefully see you tomorrow. Now, here's the scoop. We talk a lot about building community. We talk a lot about learning how to do stuff, homesteading, prepping. Why do we do all these things if there's no hope for the afterlife? It'd be silly. You'd be wasting your time. All you're doing is just extending your breath, your life for nothing for just a little bit longer. I mean, think about it. We're a blip on the radar. And if there's no hope, why are we bothering?
Right.
But for us, the hope comes through Jesus Christ. Him crucified, him raised from the dead, and him allowing us to be a part of his family. Not because of anything we've done, not by works, by grace through faith. And so here's the thing. If you don't know Christ, and I'm not talking about church stuff, do not hear this. Going to church is not what's going to get you into heaven in any way. You know what? I don't even like talking like that. I don't like saying we're just going to get you into heaven. Going to church is not going to get you into a real live living relationship with Jesus. That's just a place where people are. Yes, it's good if you're in a good church, but that's not what's going to do it. You could be religious. Being religious is silly. You could be religious about bubble gum. You could be religious about the time you comb your hair in a day. I always do it this day. Well, that's called religious. Well, I got to do it things this way. Oh, okay. Well, guess what? The stuff of the church can be good, but it can also be detrimental if you do it wrong.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about religion. I'm not talking about the church as a building. I'm talking about having a relationship with the God who hung the stars in the sky, who knows your name. He loves you, and he loves you so much that he actually agreed to allow himself to be murdered so that his creation could be bought back from the sins they did, even though he was sinless, because he loves us so much. Mm-hmm. He wants us to be there so much. And it needs to be about relationship. And if it's not, we're wasting our time. But here's the promise, guys, and I can promise you this myself. You read the scripture, it's going to back me up. You talk to anybody who's got a really, really indwelling relationship with Jesus, they're going to back me up. The more you put your trust and faith in life in Jesus' hands, the more you're going to go, wow, this is amazing. And you'll never regret it. Not for 1 second. You will not. If you trust him, you're not going to one day go, man, that was a waste.
Yeah, no.
Never happen.
No.
Bet my life on it. And so if that's you today and you're like, hey, you know what? I really want that. I've tried other stuff. All you got to do is ask him. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to lead you guys in like some sinner's prayer or anything like that. Not that I think they're bad. I just think that you got to talk to God the way you need to. Ask him for forgiveness. We know we're sinners. Nobody needs to rub our noses in it. We know we did it. Right. Ask him, I need you, Jesus. I need you in my heart. Come on in. I realize I'm not it. You are. And with that, we're going to pray. So, Father God, we come before you tonight. And Lord, I want to thank you for these people. I thank you that you love them enough to do all of the stuff that you've done. And that you call us your own when we trust in you and we put our faith in you and we believe. And we need you, Lord. And I'm just so grateful. I can't thank you enough. And for these folks tonight, what I would ask is just that you would show them tonight. Just give them a big old hug, a dad hug. Just let them know. Draw near to me, and then you will underscore, you will draw near to them. Let them know how much you love them. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen, guys. Alrighty. You guys have a blessed and amazing evening, okay?
Good night.